Will says, I noticed that for GMB posts, there is room for 1,500 characters to write a post, and yet in the local Lease Pro training, you use only a handful of characters to complete a post. Shouldn't we try to write longer posts to convert more keywords in our copy so we can rank for those keywords too? Or is there a point in diminished return when we write a longer piece of content text that yields no benefits? That's a good question, Will. Honestly, I haven't been testing long form copy because for me, and again, I know Marco and Rob, I think, have done some testing there. So I'll have Marco comment on that in a minute. But for me, it was more about activity and consistency. In other words, we post the short little posts because the way that I look at GMB posts as more like call to action type posts. And that's why I called all of the templates that I created for local Lease Pro CTA templates, call to action templates, because it's just an image with we inject a keyword or 2 or 3, whatever, that sounds, it's worded to where it reads well. And then we have a call to action and we do more posts. In other words, we do higher volume of posts. Instead of doing long copy posts and only, a couple a week, we do 1 post per day or 2 posts per day that are much, much shorter, because I also think it's, when somebody's looking for tree services, they don't care to read a freaking article just to get the contact information. They want to do a search, find a tree service company and call them to come out and provide an estimate. It's not about, and I get what you're saying about, injecting more keywords and all that kind of stuff, but you can do that by just doing more posts too. So that's been my methodology. I haven't really tested long form content because it's more work really, and I'm able to get results without it. But that said, Marco, what has been your experience with that?
We started out doing the long form, right? Taking up all the space in all of the posts. I know for a fact that Rob, he just likes to use the short form. However, lately what we've been doing is intermixing. We've been doing the long and the short, right? Never in any set pattern, because Google catches patterns. But I've found, and from what other people are telling me, it gets really good results when you use long form. That's the way that when this started out, when it was originally conceptualized, back when I was doing, and I'm still doing the New York attorney project. I'm still with her. She's not going anywhere. Trust me. It was all long form, and it has been to this day. The writers do nothing except long form posts. Now, what we take care to do is that in the image there's a call to action, and in the first few lines there's a call to action, right? And the button is always a call to action button, because to me that's what works. The person seeing it, they might want to read the rest, but I could care less if the person reads the rest. If they take action, fine, but I want all of that content for the bot.
Sure.
I mean, that's all I'm concerned about. I want them to have all of that relevance, all of it. I could be writing about something locally and events. Just what I'm not going to get too much into this because I'm not giving it away. But there's so much that you can write about to create relevance inside that post, to trigger just everything, to relate your GMB to everything that's going on in whatever your local is, that you can get amazing results if you do it correctly. And I think that this calls for an update webinar sometime in local GMB Pro, because you can get some fantastic stuff going if you mix it up right.
There you go. So there you go. There's two sides of that coin, Will. I just haven't tested with long form copy because I really haven't had the time, and I've been able to get results for the types of industries that I've been working in without it. So, I've always been an advocate of doing the absolute bare minimum to get results, guys. I say that all the time. And so I'm able to do that in the industries I'm in and still get results. There's no need for me to do the long form copy. Eventually I may test that, but for right now it's still working, and I've got the processes already developed. My team handles all that. And since it's working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type stuff. You know what I mean? So eventually I may test that though.
I like that. But if you remember the deal that I made with my attorney is it had goals. It had goals that I had to meet as far as call volume. And so I had to keep increasing the call. I didn't have to just show a steady stream of calls. I had to continually increase the call volume in order to get her to pay more and more and more and more and more. So each time we reached one of the call goals, the monthly went up, and it has gone up. I mean, you'll reach a saturation point where you just can't do anymore, but you also want to keep it up there. and I'm not changing anything that got me up there, right?
Sure.
I'm not going to try changing it and then have it fall off and say, well, this month I'm paying you less. That's not going to happen. So I'm trying to avoid that at all costs.